You think you're stuck, that all your efforts are hitting a wall, that you're standing in place, like trying to run through sand. You compare the energy you've invested with the results, and you don't see a balance. You look at your progress, but it doesn't look like you imagined. It doesn't meet your expectations, doesn't comfort you, doesn't inspire. And you know what? That's okay. That's not weakness. That's not failure. That's part of the journey. It means you're someone who's genuinely trying. Someone building something meaningful in a world where meaning always comes at a price. In a world where nothing worthwhile comes instantly or without a fight. Every morning, you get out of bed despite the fatigue, despite the doubts. You step into a day that promises no ease. You do what you must, not because it's simple, but because you've chosen not to quit. You're not fighting circumstances. You're fighting the inner voice that tells you to slow down, to postpone, to turn back. It whispers that you can wait until tomorrow, that no one will notice if you give up, that you're allowed to take a break, but still, you don't stop. You keep going. And that makes you stronger than those who never even tried. Your persistence is already a victory. Strength isn't the absence of falling. Strength is the ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times you've hit the ground. It's the ability to move forward even when every step is painful, clouded by doubt, heavy with exhaustion. It's the power to keep going when your legs tremble and your mind begs for rest. And you've already proven you have that strength. Every day you choose to keep going, no matter what, you reaffirm it. Not with words, but with action. Not with dreams, but with decisions. Time is not your enemy. Time is your ally. It works for you if you work with it. Every effort, even the smallest one, adds to the bigger picture. Every hour spent growing, every "I'll try again," every "I'll show up anyway," even when things aren't perfect, all of it stays with you. It doesn't disappear. It shapes you, brick by brick. Within you, a fortress is being built, one you don't yet see. You are not standing still. Even if today shows no visible result, progress is happening. It's inside. You're becoming more patient, more focused. You're learning how to handle disappointment, how not to give up at the first sign of resistance. You're learning to find ways instead of excuses. You're changing, slowly, but unavoidably. You're becoming the kind of person who will be able to hold on to the very thing they once only dreamed of. Because breakthroughs don't come in the moment of desire. They come in the moment of readiness. Readiness doesn't arrive all at once. It is the result of consistency. It is built step by step through mistakes, through effort, through resistance. Every day you choose not to quit, you draw closer to it. You're moving toward the moment when your effort and opportunity will collide. And that will create a result that changes everything. You're already doing far more than you realize. Our brains are wired to notice flaws. They pick up on what went wrong and ignore what went right. They're tuned for survival, always scanning for threats rather than achievements. That's why you tend to magnify your failures and downplay your victories. You look at yourself through the eyes of a critic, not through the lens of your own progress. But progress is real. It lives in every habit you persistently repeat, in every fear you dared to face, in every moment you chose movement over retreat, in every decision where you said yes to growth and no to giving up. That progress might seem invisible now, but if you look back, not just to yesterday, but to 6 months or a year ago, you'll see how far you've come. Patience is not simply passive waiting, hoping things will sort themselves out. It's an intentional choice to act even when circumstances are uncertain and results are unclear. It's the inner work you continue doing despite the lack of immediate payoff. Patience is the ability to keep stepping forward day after day, even when the world seems frozen. It's the courage to invest in the future when the present offers neither guarantees nor support. It is faith expressed through action. And you have that kind of faith. You reveal it every time you refuse to give up, every time you keep going despite exhaustion, doubt, or fear. You prove it not with words, but with choices, every single day. This world is full of people who stopped too soon. They were so close to a breakthrough, but they didn't know it. They gave up one step before the finish line, moments before their efforts would have borne fruit. They mistook silence for failure. They waited for a miracle instead of realizing that the miracle is often born from persistence. What they didn't understand is that success is never sudden. It's not a flash of luck. It's not a stroke of fate. It's not a destination you stumble upon. It's a path you carve, a journey filled with trials, missteps, setbacks, and rising again. It's an internal transformation that happens day after day. You're not one of those who abandon the race halfway through. If you were, you wouldn't be reading these words right now. You wouldn't be seeking strength when you feel weak. You wouldn't be trying to understand how to grow, how to become stronger. The very fact that you are searching is proof that something greater lives in you. You're already doing more than many. You've already overcome more than you give yourself credit for. Every obstacle, every disappointment, every hardship, it's not just a test. It's building material. It's what your resilience is made of, not metaphorically, literally. Your brain rewires itself under pressure. Your nervous system adapts to pain, to uncertainty, to fatigue. You become more capable of taking hits, of recovering faster, of thinking more clearly. You're developing an inner framework on which real strength is built, the strength of character. The results will come. Not because someone promised them, not because they're owed to you, but because you're creating them with your own hands. You're laying the foundation brick by brick. You're increasing the likelihood of success not through hope, but through action. With every day of effort, with every time you choose to keep going, even when the reason seems distant, you're getting closer to what you started for. It's not magic, it's cause and effect. It's not belief in luck, it's persistence multiplied by time. And even if the path leads you somewhere different from where you first intended, you'll still win. Because the most valuable thing won't be what you achieve, but who you become in the process. You'll become someone who knows how not to quit. Someone who keeps moving when others freeze. Someone who has learned to work through internal resistance. Someone who knows how to endure, to choose, to act, to wait, and then act again. And that person will be capable of more than you can even imagine today. A person like that can handle any situation. They can adapt, change direction, rise after defeat. They can shape their own reality because they already possess the rarest of qualities, the ability to keep going when it's hard and not give up when it's terrifying. That strength already lives inside you. It doesn't come from the outside. It awakens when you choose not to quit. You are already that person. You may not always realize it. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you doubt. But every time you get up in the morning and do what needs to be done, you prove it. Every time you choose discipline over excuses, you shape a new version of yourself. With every temptation resisted, with every I did it anyway, you forge a stronger spirit. The purpose of the journey is not about securing guarantees. The purpose is in becoming someone capable of reaching, in building inner strength regardless of outer circumstances. The meaning lies in choosing to walk even when you don't know where the road will lead, because each step changes you. And the longer you keep walking, the clearer it becomes. The goal is not to arrive. The goal is to not stop. Time moves forward no matter what. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't pause. It doesn't wait until you're ready. It passes, day after day, week after week. A year from now, you will inevitably be a year older, regardless of whether you acted or stayed still, fought or retreated, built or gave up. The only question that truly matters is, who will you be by then? Will you be the one who kept moving forward, even through doubt and fatigue? The one who made hard choices, chose what's right over what's easy, got up after every fall, and learned from each mistake? Or the one who let fear take control, shelved their dreams, and surrendered to circumstances? The choice is still yours. It has always been yours. And you are the one who decides what happens next. But remember this. You've already proven that you know how to choose wisely. You didn't arrive here by accident. You made it this far because something within you refused to break, something that keeps pushing you forward, even when it feels like you've got nothing left. Trust that voice inside. Listen to it. Don't silence it. Follow it. Let it be your compass when the path ahead is hidden in fog. It won't lead you where it's easy. It will lead you where you grow, where you become who you truly are. Tomorrow will come, and you will rise again. You will take a step, maybe a small one, but it will be yours. You'll keep working, keep striving, not because it's simple and not because anyone promised you success, but because you know the meaning is in the trying. The very fact that you refuse to stop already makes you stronger. You keep going not because of certainty, but because it aligns with who you are. You fight because you can't live any other way. This is your will, your persistence, your choice. And ultimately, this is your life. You're not just watching it unfold, you're building it every day, every morning, with every decision you make.